order. Roll call, please.
Dr. Corlino?
Here.
Mr. Grau?
Here.
Mr. Johnson? Dr. King?
Here.
Dr. Modrak?
Here.
Mr. Morello?
Here.
Ms. Novi?
Here.
Mr. O'Brien?
Here.
Mr. Palmer?
Here.
And Tansim Amir?
Here.
And Grace Hunter.
Here.
Quorum present.
Thank you. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Tevis, please read the New Jersey Open Public Meeting Law statement.
The New Jersey Open Public Meeting Law is enacted to ensure the right of the public to advance notice and to attend the meetings of the public bodies in which any business affecting their interest is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of the Act, the Montville Township Board of Education approved this meeting. Notice of the meeting has been posted at the Montville Municipal Building, all Montville Public Schools, the Montville Public Library, the Montville Township Board of Education Administrative Office Building, the Montville Public School website, and advertised in the Daily Record.
Thank you, Mr. Tevis. Okay, we'll hear from our high school representatives. Thank you. You look different from this angle.
In athletics, the football team won big at their senior night game last Friday against High Point. The football team beat High Point with a score of 28-0. Senior quarterback Brent Jesperson scored 2 of the 4 touchdowns and found Nick Breccia and Tanner Greaveson for an additional 2 touchdowns. The cross-country team ran at the county championship meet last Tuesday. Senior James Haymeyer placed 5th overall in the boys' race. There were also 2 girls that finished top 10 overall. Freshman Anna George finished 4th, and senior Cassandra Harastis finished 6th overall. This week is a big week for sports teams competing in the state tournament. The field hockey team won their first state game today against Williams Health with a score of 1-0. The goal was scored by senior captain Kelly D'Souza. Also today, the girls soccer team traveled to Paramus for their first state tournament game. Even though they were not favored, the team emerged victorious with a 2-0 win. The team will advance to play Wayne Hills in round 2 this Thursday. Lastly, tomorrow the boys soccer team will play against Vernon in the first round of their state tournament.
This weekend, the forensics team competed at Phillipsburg and came in 2nd place. FBLA is hosting their annual Battle of the Teams where students compete with Jeopardy-style questions, and it will be held on November 17th. Today and tomorrow, Mr. Butchko's Holocaust and Genocide classes are traveling to New York City to visit Ground Zero. And the Class 2016 is hosting their 4th annual American Girl Doll fundraising event on November 21st. The event has been extremely successful in raising money to support the current class of seniors. Last year, 165 girls attended with their dolls.
That's it? Thank you. Is it, are you guys getting really busy now?
Oh,
It's already November. It's
Yeah.
hard to believe.
I know.
All your applications are in?
Yep. Waiting to hear back.
What?
Waiting to hear back.
Waiting to hear back? Well, I'm sure you'll both get into the college of your choice.
Thank you.
Good luck to you. Okay, we'll do superintendent's report.
Okay, just a few items. We did receive notification today from the County Office of Education that the park scores are actually being, I guess, released in 2 waves. We had originally thought that all of the scores would be available to us in the middle of November. Today we learned that the high school scores will be released first, and we should not expect to receive the scores for grades 3 through 8 until the end of November. So we had originally thought that we would be able to distribute those scores to parents before the end of the month. It appears that that will not be possible at this point. We will certainly get them out as soon as we can after we receive them and after we've made a presentation at a public meeting to kind of explain the score reports to the board and to the parents before we're sending that information home. So a little bit different than what we had originally shared with the public. And if there's any other changes, we'll certainly share them if we're notified. I did want to suggest to those folks who are not already subscribing to the district's Twitter feed and also to follow the district on Facebook that it is an excellent way like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter. It's a great way to stay connected. I did also want to touch, in case there are folks here, with regard to the wrestling coach, the third wrestling coach for our wrestling team. I have had some correspondence and telephone calls with parents of wrestlers. I just want to be sure that folks know where that is at the present time. As I have communicated to parents, currently we have, I believe, somewhere between 28 and 30 students who have indicated a desire to participate in the wrestling program. Not all of those students have completed the process that would enable them to participate at this point, and that involves medical clearance. So we're waiting at this point to see if what the numbers are when the season begins on November 23rd. And I have made a promise to the parents that I have spoken to that if we have 24 wrestlers that are cleared and committed and begin practicing with the team when the season opens on the 23rd of November, that the following week, when we have our board meeting on December 1st, that I would make a formal recommendation to the board to have that third coaching position for the team reinstated. But we are waiting to make sure that we do have that level of commitment in terms of the number of students who would be participating in wrestling for the upcoming season. And that concludes my remarks for tonight. We do have several presentations, and we're always excited to be able to recognize students for the excellent work that they do not only in our schools but in the greater community. And we actually have quite a nice cluster of folks that will be honoring tonight. So I'll turn that over to Dr. Cortolino.
Well, as you can see tonight, we have on our agenda, we will be honoring scouting in general. We have a Girl Scout Gold Award recipient as well as an Eagle Scout Award or Eagle Scout rank recipient. And many of you have probably heard me say before that my son is an Eagle Scout, and so I do have some familiarity with the kind of work that goes into achieving that rank. I'm becoming more familiar, and I'm really, really pleased to see that some of our female students are sticking, are sticking with Girl Scouts and achieving the Gold Award. Mike Palma and I were both at a Gold Award recipient ceremony on Sunday, and I see tonight that we have on the agenda another Gold Award recipient. And for those not involved in scouting, you should be aware that anyone that can achieve either the Gold Award or the Eagle, this has been a life's work for them. They probably started when they were 5 or 6 years old in kindergarten or first grade, either as a daisy or a tiger cub. And then year by year, with lots of work, slowly moved through the ranks of scouting on the respective sides of Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts, and each requires that they earn a variety of badges and patches, I believe, for Girl Scouts and badges for Boy Scouts. Each of those in and of itself is multi-layered, so it's not just one accomplishment per patch or per badge. They're multifaceted. They have to do several things within those. There are certain numbers that are required. Each rank carries with it more work, more leadership, more independence, doing the work on your own. So it really is a life's work for the boys and girls that are able to achieve these awards and rank, and so we really should celebrate them as we will tonight, as well as their ceremonies that are coming up. So with that said, I'm going to call up Megan Kalides.
So Megan, how are you? Nice to meet you. So Megan, we are presenting you tonight with a resolution that reads, whereas, where are your parents? Whereas Megan Kalides is a resident of the Township of Montville, and whereas Megan has attended the Montville Township schools for 12 years, Megan is and has been a member of Girl Scout Troop 230 in the Township of Montville, and has reached the great distinction of achieving the position of Girl Scout Gold Award recipient. And whereas Megan has completed her Gold Award project by educating restaurants, colleges, and universities about food allergies, she visited local area chefs and various managements and provided them with a brochure she created that gave useful tips for cooking for those with food allergies. After she developed a life-threatening food allergy, she realized how challenging eating can be for those with food allergies. Now therefore be it resolved that the Montville Township Board of Education, the second day of November 2015, recognizes and applauds the innovation, creativity, and hard work of Megan Kalides for the honor and distinction she has brought to her family, school, and community in reaching her goal as a Girl Scout Gold Award recipient. Congratulations. Would you like to?
Megan, please come up here.
Congratulations, Megan.
And then before you go, Megan, I think that Sue Marinella would probably like a picture.
Okay.
Okay, so our next recipient is Daniel Michael Gennaro. Daniel, come on up. So Daniel is our Eagle Scout. So Daniel will present to you tonight this resolution that reads, whereas Daniel Michael Gennaro is a resident of the Township of Montville, and whereas Daniel has attended the Montville Township School for 12 years, whereas Daniel is and has been a member of Boy Scout Troop 74 in the Township of Montville, and has reached the great distinction of achieving the rank of Eagle Scout, and whereas Daniel completed his Eagle Scout project by leading a team of more than 20 scouts and friends to remove more than 24 rotten and broken signposts that mark the garden lanes of community gardens at Montville's Community Park, and replace them with new pressure-treated posts. Each bollard also received a new plot number and lane signs, making it easier for gardeners to find their plots in spring. Now therefore be it resolved that the Montville Township Board of Education, the second day of November 2015, recognizes and applauds the innovation, creativity, and hard work of Daniel Michael Gennaro, the honor and distinction he has brought to his family, school, and community
can speak at the podium.
There's a
There should
microphone
be a
right
mic.
at the podium, so we can all hear you. Right around the corner, you probably can't see it from where you are. Right there. We want to hear you.
Hi, I'm Jamie Whitner, and this is Elise Marilla. We're the co-chairs for the first annual Mini-thon event at our school. Mini-thon is a dance marathon competitive event that raises money for children with pediatric cancer. It financially supports these families that have children fighting cancer at Penn State Hershey Medical Center, and it funds research. Our event is going to take place on December 11th from 5 to 10 p.m. at the high school. There are multiple reasons why we are holding this event. First and foremost, we want to raise money to fight pediatric cancer, but we also want to investigate and explore marketing potential of situations of charitable giving. And we want to give all DECA members and school and community members experiences in charitable and large-scale events. Okay, so
So 2 weeks ago, we launched this event in our school through our social media, through also something called Go Day. So what we did is also through our social media, we launched it by having a table in our lunchroom at school during lunchtime. So we announced it during the announcements, and everyone came down and signed up on something called Donor Drive, and also gathered permission slips. So we got about 65 people to sign up so far, and they signed up to do donations and also signed up and committed to come to the event. So our kickoff donation event is actually November 12th. It's a restaurant night at CPK. So we'd all appreciate if you were available to come out and support us. And there's also other ways to support us. So if you've had experience doing events like this before, whether you're a student or an adult, you can support us by doing donations through Donor Drive, which all the students have access to, whether they're signed up for it or not. And we can also, we have corporate sponsorships. So if you're part of a company or if you know the company that would be willing to donate through that way, we have flyers to hand out if you want that. So we can give that to you on the side. So we're really just looking forward to making this the best event possible to raise money for pediatric cancer for kids and just do the best that we can. So this is our first year, and we just want to help.
Where'd you say the restaurant event will be?
California Pizza Kitchen.
It's at
local-
CPK.
Yes.
Sorry, didn't get that. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for coming out tonight. The last presentation of the night will be to our ShopRite stars for the first marking period. Many of you probably know that ShopRite offers these awards 4 times a year, and I do believe that they are the result of teacher recommendation. And we have Mr. Ken Nasdaq, who will introduce our ShopRite stars. Thank you, Ken.
Good evening. It's a pleasure to be able to work with the ShopRite Stars program for a third consecutive year and recognize our tremendous senior students for their accomplishments. As you know, ShopRite Stars are nominated each marking period by staff members in the building, and winners are selected by a committee. Our participation in the program means that ShopRite will continue to donate $1,000 towards project graduation in June. Please join me in congratulating our ShopRite Stars winners for the first marking period. In the field of academics, congratulations to Yu Cheng Wu. Yu Cheng moved to Montville from Taiwan when he was 11 years old and worked incredibly hard to achieve the success that he has to date. Each year, Yu Cheng was a student at MTHS. He challenged himself academically, taking honors classes and a total of 7 APs, including 3 this year. In the nomination application, Yu Cheng is recognized as a role model to his peers. It especially because of the way he perseveres when presented with obstacles. Yu Cheng was also nominated because he is resilient, responsible, and trustworthy. His work ethic is always apparent in the classroom and outside. He has participated in 9 total seasons of cross-country and track and field. We all hope that Yu Cheng's dedication to our building will pay off with acceptance letters into his top 2 colleges, Boston University and Temple. Again, congratulations. In the field of athletics, congratulations to Kelly Mizzuzo. Kelly is the captain of the MTHS field hockey team. Through the first 10 games of the season, Kelly had 12 goals and 14 assists, and recently scored her 100th career point. As hard as Kelly works on the field, she finds a way to work even harder when she's off. For example, Kelly took a leadership role in a team fundraising effort to raise money for a 2-year-old boy who was diagnosed with cancer. We wish Kelly the very best of luck as she brings her incredible heart, spirit, and athletic talent to Townsend University, Maryland next year. Again, congratulations. In the field of the arts, congratulations to Christian Herman. Christian is partially responsible for several of the incredible murals you will see on the hallway walls as you walk around campus. Christian worked tirelessly on his AP art portfolio last year, creating an outstanding finished product that is one of the best our art teachers have ever seen. Christian had his work displayed at the Blackwell Invitational Art Show in Morristown and at the Mount Olive High School NAHS Invitational Show. He is also the art director for the Muse, which is our literary magazine, and co-president of the MTHS Art Club. Christian has applied early decision to TCNJ and hopes to begin his career in CG graphics. We look forward to his success in the film and video game industry. Again, congratulations. In the field of leadership, congratulations to Chris Mayo. Chris is the embodiment of the characteristics we would like to see in all of our leaders. Intelligent, forward-thinking, honest, kind, and dedicated. In 4 short years, Chris has had a positive impact on every facet of our building, from his freshman year on the soccer team to his scene-stealing role as ended in our production of Legally Blonde last year. Chris is the vice president of the forensics team, active member of the video game club, PR manager of the French Honor Society, chief editor of the Muse, and NHS tutor. He has won countless academic awards and took 8 total AP classes in his time at NCHS, including 4 this year. In short, Chris has been a leader for the past 3 years and will continue to lead next fall as he hopes to be accepted to the University of Chicago and their well-respected economics program. Again, congratulations. Last but not least, she's already received something this evening, but in the field of community service, congratulations to Megan Kamitis. When I received the nomination application for Megan, I also received a 9-page, single-spaced, 12-point Times New Roman font packet, which was identified as her activity list. It is truly extraordinary that one person can accomplish so much in such a short period of time. Megan is the key club vice president, history club president, an inductee into the National Honor Society and French Honor Society, and has earned a varsity medal for the golf team. Outside of MTHS, her work is just as impressive. She earned a gold award at Girl Scouts, is a deacon at her church, leader of the Vacation Bible School, teacher of martial arts, webmaster for the Kiwanis Club, and participant in a community orchestra. In fairness, Megan recently emailed me a summarized version of her activity sheet. But while the titles of these accomplishments can easily be condensed, their impact on the community cannot. Specifically, Megan's impact on this community is positive and permanent, as is her impact on Montville Township High School. Megan's top choices for colleges include Scranton and Duquesne for accounting, but wherever she decides to attend, the school will be fortunate to have her. Again, congratulations to Megan and to all of our first market period ShopRite stars.
And if any of the award recipients want to leave, we will not be insulted. You have to get your picture taken. Okay, moving right along, business administrators report.
Thank you, Dr. Corlino. Yes, I just wanted to point out to the board members that I did put a draft of the budget development calendar in everybody's packet on Friday for a brief discussion tonight. We're actually looking to have another Finance and Facilities Committee meeting in the next few weeks. And basically, we'll firm it up at that point. I just went to the chair a little while ago about it, and bring it up and we'll talk about it again in Finance and Facilities. We can firm up those dates that are on that draft. Again, just wanted to point that out. We're already thinking in that terms that it's that time of year almost again. We're moving on budget development very, very soon. Any comments or questions at this point? And then we firm that up, obviously, I'll put it out there to the entire board again. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving, any questions for you? Moving to committee reports, facilities and finance.
We haven't met since the last meeting. However, I was talking to Mr. Tevas, and we've tentatively scheduled November 11th at 4:45 as for a meeting. That's a Wednesday. So I'm sure he will be in touch with the members of the committee and the superintendent once we get the agenda finalized, okay? If anyone can't make it, would you please let Jim or myself know?
November 11th, 4:45.
It's a Wednesday, the 11th. I think the 11th, is that a Wednesday? The attorney said it is, so another great legal opinion. We're done.
Jim, that's okay for me.
Curriculum,
No report.
policy,
Nothing at this time. When are we meeting in case any are here? Not scheduled.
communications,
Communications Committee did meet, Karen, on October 21st. And to begin the meeting, we just took a moment to talk about how far the committee has advanced and how far this district has advanced with respect to communications, and in particular with our communications officer, Sue Marinello. And Sue, I see you in the back of the room, and the wonderful job that you're doing in the 17.5 hours a week that you are working for our district. But we have moved forward in many directions, and we thank you for your work. Amongst things that we talked about was in no particular order, media consent forms. All students have to have those in, and this year Sue has had a little bit of a difficult time getting these media consent forms back to her office from parents. We talked about different strategies that might be utilized, both by the administration and by teachers to help Sue in terms of getting these media consent forms. All students need to have one in, and we did learn, however, that once a student has a media consent form in, it's good for their entire career in the district. With respect to social media, Sue introduced us to the name of the volunteer that's working with her now, Janelle Crispin. We have increased in the amount of Facebook followers and Twitter followers by approximately 25 to 30% since December of last year. And with all due respect, however, Sue had mentioned, and thank you, Dr. Rovtar, for mentioning the fact that it would be great for all members of the community to join in Facebook and Twitter, amongst others. We agreed that we should enter into a contract with School Messenger for the K-12 social service, which is going to allow us to allow Sue to easily post information across a broad spectrum of social media. We talked about the website, which has been a standing item for a few years, and we know that it needs a design update, needs to be better in terms of user friendliness, and needs organizational branding or a graphic identity. And we talked about different concepts. We may be setting up some task forces. We have more to discuss before that moves forward. A newsletter has come out over the last week. I think Dr. Rovtar sent out a newsletter about the district, and that's going to continue from Dr. Rovtar's office. We also finally discussed our traditional and online media organizations. We appreciate the relationships that we have. Sue has talked about the amount of headline news articles that have been in, 2 to 4 articles per week. Media placements since January 2014 have been over 1,100. If you think of where our district was a couple of years ago, it was a much, much smaller number. We've also had some 4 classroom close-ups and a number of other areas that have been very positive publicity for the district. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions for this? Safety and security,
Nothing at this time.
utility liaisons.
We're meeting Wednesday with the Educational Service Commission.
Huh?
We're meeting this Wednesday for the Educational Service Commission.
Anyone else?
DAC, we've been traditionally meeting this second Wednesday of the month, and I assume we will this month also.
Thank you, Mike. Mike?
Mustangs meet this week, this Wednesday.
Charlie?
The Morris County School Board, that is the 18th, not the 19th.
Correct, that's Wednesday, the 18th. And since you brought it up, the topic is HIP. I know there's a conflict that night with the field corps banquet, but if you're interested in an update on HIP, please attend. And just as an added enticement, the good news and sharing part of the agenda for Morris County School Boards, the Montville Township High School Humanities Program will be presenting to the group of school board members. So we're very, very pleased that the Humanities Research Program will be presenting at that meeting. I'll just quickly report on workshop, and other board members can do the same. There were a number of us that went down to workshop. Charlie, Mike, Matt. We really enjoyed opportunities for learning and networking and just all-around bonding. I attended a conference on homework policies. I shared some information with Austin. We had sat around and had lunch as a group one day. So that was very informative. Also attended a workshop on pitfalls in ethics and board governance for board members. The School Ethics Commission has come down with some interesting ethics rulings that school board members should be aware of. I attended a legislative panel of a variety, mostly assemblymen and women, that was hosted by New Jersey school boards. And then I did my required training in governance 4 on Thursday. I don't know if any other board members want to share their reports now for the record. Feel free. Mike?
Other than I also attended the governance as my annual, my requirement, having been reelected first year. Like Karen said, there were some interesting opinions on ethics and also some things having to do with taxes on medical benefits, Cadillac tax. which could affect all of us in the next few years, where they have certain limits where if your health benefits per person go above a certain number, the government gets to tax it. And of course, we're above that. We're going to be above that probably with our state plan. So, and we're not going to be alone that way. So, I know what impact that's going to have. That doesn't start until I think 2018, though, Renee.
Yes.
And who knows? It might not even be around by then if we're lucky.
Karen?
Yes, Charlie.
In addition to what Karen mentioned, besides the wonderful labs they had, they also had quite a few exhibits at the convention center. Although they were down a little in number from last year, I think they were very interesting. Also, for those board members that were able to make it for several days, it was an excellent opportunity to communicate with board members in other districts, to see them, talk to them about what they're accomplishing. I know quite a few of them have been impressed with Montville, especially with the science research program, and it was great hearing that. Some of them were from Morris County, so we see them at the Morris County School Boards Association. Karen did get a lot of accolades from people from Morris County. She probably paid them to say the nice things about her, but they were very impressed with her leadership as the president. I realize this is her last year as president, and I'm sure there'll be accolades at the November 18th meeting. But all in all, it was a very worthwhile conference, and I know that it's difficult for some of you to make it, but if you can make it next year, I would really encourage you to do so. Thank you.
Thank you,
And Karen, I'll just finish up first off by saying that I think you could probably teach a number of the courses at this point with all of the knowledge, Karen, that you've achieved over the years. Yeah, sorry. But your knowledge is incredible. I can understand, and I'm sure that no one was paid for you to be teaching there. I did want to say to board members that it is a wonderful opportunity to talk to other board members from all over the state, as Charlie had mentioned, network, and also talk to administration and current board members as well. If you can go for half a day, it doesn't have to be 3 for sure. I typically go for a day, but I find myself fully refreshed and really learning so much. Courses, I took a few courses, Board Meetings Gone Wild, which fortunately in our district, we've been very sedate as things are relatively calm. But it was interesting to learn what is going on in certain other districts and how boards of education, president of the board, and the attorney for the board handles those situations. Energy Savings Improvement Plan update, there are a number of things that I'll share with the Facilities and Finance Committee, was another course that I took, and something with respect to the Educational Service Commissions as well. But these items I'll share at different times with the board. Thank you.
Thank you, Matthew.
It's funny though you talk about the board members gone well. I would have liked to have been at that course. Just share an anecdote. When I first came on the board, this is now going back over 10 years, we had to take a course early on. I was taking it with, I guess, Tim Linder, who was on the board at the time. And I'll never forget, one of the people was talking to us, and I'll never forget the words. The one thing you don't want is for your board meetings to be the best show in town. And I think since we've been here, the board meetings have not been the best show in town, but they've gone very well. I think it's been very professional. I'm very proud to be part of this board.
Yep, we are too, Mike. Thank you for saying that. Okay, are there any PTC liaison reports? Any negotiation updates?
Yes. Supervisors Committee met with the representatives of the district, the supervisors also, back last Tuesday, and we had a very productive session. Obviously, without getting into the details, I think we're all very hopeful that in the very near future, an agreement is going to be reached. It was very refreshing to meet with the supervisors on that committee. I think rather than posturing, I think we're all able to look at each other and say, look, I think we all basically know where this is heading. Why don't we just get right to the chase? And I think we were able to do that to a large extent. And just hopeful that in the very near future, we're going to have an agreement. It was very professional on their part, and I very much appreciate their conduct and their candor.
Thank you, Mike. J through O. John. No, John.
Okay, any questions on, I'm sorry, you see, you did it so fast, I skipped I. So will you amend it to include I? All in favors of the motion? Okay, very good. So, any questions on minutes? Any questions on J? Any questions on K? L?
Mike has a question.
Mike? Yes, on which one, Mike?
L.
L, okay.
I'm sorry I forgot to submit this if it was on my way. On L, starting, what number is that?
Which one, Mike?
Get L, L4.
L4.
L4, down at number 6. And I'm sure I understood this at one point, but just to clarify. The people that are training, it talks about training, are they going for the training or are they been trained and are training our staff? I know this, are they the trainers or the training? What is that?
For most of these, I believe this was training that they took during the summertime.
Okay, so they've been trained.
They've been trained.
Now, do they come back and sort of share that and now train people, other people on the staff? Is that part of the?
That training is for class specific.
Specifically for that?
There's no term.
Okay, all right, that's all. Thank you.
But I don't think Mike has honed in on any one particular staff member. I think there's a number of those items there that are trained.
Yeah, there were several.
Yeah.
Yeah, several
Right, well,
courses.
there is actually a pretty long list, and most of these represent salary adjustments that these people were paid, and now that we have a new contract in place, we need to go back and do retroactive adjustments for these things as well, so.
Now, are they people that are connected to the science programs that we saw some of the products up at the previous meetings, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
a number of them are, yeah, not all of them, but yes.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else on L? Yes, M? Okay. Roll call?
Mr. Brown?
Yes, on everything except the minutes of October 6th, where I was, excuse me, except for the minutes of October 20th, where I'd like to abstain. 6, I was here, I vote yes. Yes, on everything else.
Mr. Morello?
Yes.
Dr. Modra?
Yes.
Ms. Novick?
Yes.
Mr. O'Brien?
I have no items.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Dr. King?
Yes.
Dr. Corley?
Yes.
Motion's passed.
Any general board business? I'll just mention that I did put a call out for volunteers for the November 22nd Eagle ceremony, and I did get a volunteer, Mike Johnson. I would also like to thank Mike Palmer and Mike Johnson for volunteering to go to the Eagle ceremony on November 14th. I'd like to thank the high school for continuing to provide board members with a copy of the Podium, which is the school newspaper. I always find the articles very well written